A big bump in the swell today as we get into the elimination rounds of the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup. This is the second stop on the 2021 schedule. The Pipe Masters was the first. And here is the lineup. Yeah, about 10 strokes to reach the takeoff point. Adriano de Souza, these conditions will suit him well. A former Bells champion, and these flatter walls are definitely something he'll be able to work with, and he wants to turn things around after a 33rd at the Pipe Masters. It's going to have upset results. We've got a stacked field. Matt Banting. Well, he is the replacement surfer with Chloe Andino out injured. Kelly Slater also injured. We've got a couple of additions to the pack, and Matt Banting is certainly worthy of a championship tour start. Had some great momentum on the qualifying series before we went into a postponed season. He'll carry those results once the QS resumes. But Matty Banting, we've seen him on the championship tour before. Really light-footed surfer, incredible repertoire, and we're going to see what kind of work Matt's been putting in the off-season, because this is the kind of stuff that he addressed as a weakness in his surfing. Flatter, tall waves where you need to really sink a rail, Rip.
With some uncertainty with the tour as it plays out through the year, you know, it's going to put huge focus on every event after that. As we watch Matty Banting just really getting that rail engaged, Ron, as you said, fixing up that in the off season, fixing up those little weaknesses, and it was the rail game, and Matty's obviously done some work in that department. You can see just the physique of Matty Banting. He's come back, he looks stronger, the thighs look bigger, and he really has put a bit more weight on, and I think his boards have changed a little bit too, maybe upping the volume as you see here up and over the roof. Just a little bit weightless, but perfect control, and does the little bunny hop. I think that was over Adriano, and then sets his eyes onto that inside section. Are going to even have to deal with this as we see Adriano up and riding.
De Souza drives up into that first section. Nice and aggressive there out of the top. Mentioned that 33rd from the Pipe Masters, Adriano.
We see Owen.
Well, out there and throwing the tail on that section is a man who's going to be representing Australia at the Olympics this year, along with Julian Wilson, working this one over. There is that bit of downtime through the middle of these rides where you've just got to find some flow so you can connect big time with the inside section. Owen doing well there. So big hit on the outside, got to the inside, managed a pretty solid finish on this ride. Rich, it should be a decent score. Drive to the lineup later than most, leave his rivals waiting sometimes out the back, and was often able to get that victory. So this might just work in his favour.
Could do, as we see Owen just drawing a beautiful line from the start of this wave. One thing to really note about Owen is that bottom turn just extends it for the perfect moment with his eyes on the lip. You'll always watch that. So look at Owen's head here. He's eyeing off the lip, eyeing it off, and then waits for that perfect moment. Timing critical for this last section, and easily navigates that trough. Any other human probably would have got belted off, any normal surfer, but the leg strength.
Waves rolling in here at the Rip Curl Newcastle Cup, presented by Corona, and it's Owen Wright in the first elimination heat of the men. Arrived late to the beach, but has since made up for it, banking the highest single ride of this heat so far, 5.17. Matt Banting a little more light-footed, and then you've got Owen Wright on the back end, who has the advantage. As we see, it looks like Matt Banting taking off here. We'll come back to Luke in just a moment. He goes down, but yeah, who has the advantage out there today? And we found a couple of good sessions on the town beaches as well, as we see De Souza up now, out there in the lineup in this first elimination heat for the men. And he's currently back in third spot, chasing a score. Already had a round 2 elimination round loss at the Pipe Masters, where he's been victorious in the past. Wants to turn that around here, and he's on his way. A couple of big turns on the inside here from the 2015 world champ, who's not done with this one just yet. Milking this one right through to the inside and lining something up on the finish. drives up into the section. They are expecting a pretty solid score. Love the fade on the takeoff there, Rich.
Just that, they just held the line on that bottom turn for so long and then just slams that little oncoming foam section. Adriano knew he'd already had that one big strong turn, and then he just all focus went on this inside section, and here he just threw down the gears and just started to light it up. That second little layback snap, as we call it, little drop wallet, where you get on that heel side of your board there, really drive off the fins, and then he finished it off perfectly with another little slam on the shore, but really feeling it there. You could see that's vintage Adriano de Souza. Watch this, eyes on the lip. Watch him just drop this back arm through this turn. Bang, brings it down, and then he knows there's another section. And here it is here, just a perfect wrap, gets on the heel, releases the fins, and then gets on with it through that final section.
Right behind him, Owen does well to climb that section. Beautifully placed manoeuvre as he hits this mid portion of the ride, flattens out a little bit. He'll likely stick with it and go looking for something on the shore break. Tallest surfer on the championship tour. Working hard to make that connection, and this one's not going to line up for him.
Allows him to get into those tighter sections, and Owen again just showing that extended bottom turn, and had no business getting up onto that second turn out the back, lift his board up and actually do the manoeuvre on the lip as it came down.
And there's some of that paddle power we were talking about earlier on. That wave barely looked like breaking on the outside. Owen just coasted into it, but he's hit a bump off the bottom there, trying to get rid of a 2.83 to increase that lead. Owen Wright, he had a couple of opportunities there to regain control, but Matt Banting's been ultra patient out the back, waiting for the right wave, and he connects with a good one here. Strong first turn.
See what Matty got done. So a beautiful first turn for Matty. Really squirted out of that first one, drives through the second, and just eyes off the third one.
Yeah, but he can't stick it. De Souza up out on the outside. Nice drawn out carve. Holds that rail for a long time, mixing it up on the second manoeuvre. He'll want to get this one right through to the inside, and this could be an opportunity to lock in his position in the third round.
Well, Adriano, you can just feel him. His energy is building as he's coming through this heat. Gets another section on the inside, and look at the emotion there, Ron. Go through that turbulent water outside. Adriano just on the rail, perfectly positioned. Watch him hold that bottom turn. There it is again that we're talking about. A nice fast snap, and Adriano just works this all the way through. He knows there's more points on the inside of this wave. Comes through to the little rock shelf, and a beautiful little rebound there. So Adriano really feeling this one, Ron.
Yeah, definitely. Adriano always, I think, impresses with the jersey on. In fact, I think you could say that Adriano is one of those competitors on the championship tour that generally you're not looking at his free surfing performances saying, oh my God, this guy's, you know, doing the best surfing that you've ever seen him do. Adriano is one of those guys who's capable of really doing his best surfing wearing a championship tour jersey, and while he's got a lot more than he's showing at the moment, this is a great ride in tricky conditions.
Unbelievable ride for Adriano, and you can see the emotion there, really feeling it. It's one of the pioneers. And Owen Wright outside, just annihilating this wave, Ron.
Unbelievable combination on the outside section. Owen, a couple of times now, hasn't found the connection. Also took a fall on the outside just moments ago, but really rectified it well on this ride, and it looks like this one's going to go right through to the inside. Has already collected some big points on that outside section. Probably could have kicked out after that second manoeuvre on the outside. A little bit after his 2015 world title. Owen Wright on the outside, though, he got probably the bigger turns done, the more critical manoeuvres. That second turn, unbelievable.
Unbelievable, just driving so hard off his fins there, and you could see Owen, one of the best in the business at actually.
Matty's making a move for one at the moment, just over a minute to go. The surfer from Port Macquarie, just up the coast. Beautiful opening turn once again. Bit of foam on the face that he's got to deal with. Great extension over the closeout section. Drifted that tail, needs to hang on. We'll probably want more, something huge on the inside if he's going to turn in the 7.51 required. 26 years of age and really wanting to make the most of this opportunity, but this wave is fading away into deep water, and Matt Banting's not going to get the number that he needs, you wouldn't think. On the outside, Owen Wright drives off the bottom into the lip a couple of times there. Nice tempo, not quite the dynamite that he was dropping on his last ride, but this might, if he finishes it off, it might go into his top 2. Just milking this one right through. And you've got to think that it would have taken great composure for Owen just to get his breath back after a late start to this heat. He's probably been hammering the whole time. The judges want to see you get work done on the outside, and they want to see you get the work done on the shore break as well, making that connection through to the inside. So in that respect, almost kind of similar, but it was a close one. Owen just getting the jump with that last ride. It did come in better than his first, a 6.6. De Souza comfortable in second position, and we'll say goodbye to Matty Banting.